Hello, everybody. This is Greg29407 back with another episode of Crowfall. We are still doing our new user experience, and I am here with a different character today. This is my duelist, my Ganesian duelist, and he is at level 30. So I've been playing him recently. I have two level 30 characters now. I have this one. I have a Templar. I've also been playing a Frostweaver, and I also have the Myrmidon, which I'm still working on. They've all been through the basic tutorial through level 18 or so, and just taking these guys up through here. I got this guy from level 19 to level 30 yesterday, and of course the way you do that is you run through here, and you go through these magic green mirrors over here, as we've seen before, right in that room. And I did the level 13 through 18 for a little bit, and I did the 19 through 24 and finally the 25 through 30 last night. And it's very helpful. Those levels go a little bit slower, especially if you're by yourself. If you're by yourself, they go by really slowly because you're just running through the map and looking for enemies and fighting them one by one or whatever. When you want to find other teammates, and like last night I got on a group with 3 other players, and they were really a lot of fun. And we ran through those missions, not missions, ran through the map really fast. I leveled up really quickly. I think I played this character for a total of maybe 2.5 hours, maybe 3 hours. They say you can do it in an hour and a half. Those are really good players. I'm new. I'm not that great of a player. About 3 hours to get this character up to this level. Haven't done any PvP yet, just the PvE. You want to get on with a group of people. It's a temporary team. You play with them for a little bit. What happens is, when you get on a team, they invite you over here, and their names will show up down here, of course. What I want to talk about today, though, is talents and disciplines, which we've gone over in past episodes, but in not enough detail to be really worthwhile, I don't think. So let's go back in here. Let's go someplace that's a little quiet, more quiet. All right, let's look at the talents. Throughout the game, as we've been playing, we get these talents. We get like 1 talent when you hit level 2 and 1, and then eventually we start getting 2 per level. And we get a total of 55 talents to place. Now, as you go through here, you're going to have to make a choice when you get around here. You have 3 promotion classes. And for the Ganesian, we have the Slayer class, we have the Vanguard Scout class, and we have the Dirge class. And there's very little information in the game right now about what these are. And that's, again, we're in beta, so I'm sure that's going to change. I chose the Slayer class. The Slayer class for a duelist is the dual pistols, and it's really a DPS. This is where we're actually really fighting a lot of stuff, range fighting. If we want to do the Dirge, it's going to be full melee using swords, dual swords, maybe just 1 sword, I'm not sure. And then if you want to do the Vanguard Scout, it's all stealth. So you're sneaking around, you're doing the sneaky, doing a lot of stuff, which is really helpful as well. But you have to make a decision, and when you get up to this point to choose, you can choose one, this, or this. And it's going to ask you specifically which one do you want to choose, knowing that if you choose this one, you can never choose this or this again, or any of these things that come after that. You can't do any of these powers here. So if you choose this is it, man. You're a Slayer. That's it for this character. If you choose Vanguard Side, you were just this, no matter what, which is fine. If they give you more information about what you want to do. And that makes sense because you're going to be specialized, and you want to be able to bounce around back and forth and stuff. Here's one problem with these talents, though. These talents here, as you saw when I was playing with my champion, I'd click on one and say, okay, I'm going. Oh, this sounds good. I don't know. I'll choose this. I'll choose this. I'll choose this. I don't know what I'm doing. A new player, and as it turns out, I made some mistakes. And I really tried hard to do this, but I don't have a major discipline slot. This takes 5. It takes 5. And when I got to level 30, I only had 4. Sorry about that. I only had 4 available because I made a mistake somewhere back here. I shouldn't have taken this power. I shouldn't have taken this one. So I was 1 point short. So I don't have this. So my discipline, I don't have this. Now that makes me crippled. This character's crippled. Now we're in beta, so it doesn't really matter. We're going to have a wipe anyway in a few weeks or whatever. And I'm still just kind of playing around testing. But A crippled character means there's nothing you can do. What I would have to do is delete this character and start over from scratch. Now, if you've been playing this game for a really long time, that's not really a problem, right? You play hundreds of hours, maybe 1,000 hours. 2 or 3 hours to redo a character is no big deal at all. But if you're a new character like I am and like you will be, and you've put 3 hours into this game, what you're now being told is, I have to delete the character and that 3 hours was totally wasted. Well, we're playing a video game, so technically all of our time is completely wasted. But I digress. What we're saying is the entire time you spent in this game was wasted. I have to delete it and start over and do everything all over again. Now, if you're still a new character and you're still saying, I'm not sure if this is a game for me, I kind of like it. It's kind of promising, but I have to start over from scratch. Maybe you just close down the game and never go back to it again. It just seems like a bad idea. You have to be very careful in these talents. My opinion, up until level 30, you should be able to plus and minus any of these things you want. Oh, I'm gonna take a point out of this and put it over here. I'm gonna try this. And we hit level 30, then they should say, all right, you can choose one, like you have on this thing. All right, you're level 30, lock everything down, and then hit submit, and that's it. That's it. But at that point, you would have learned a little bit more about your character. I should have 5 points here. I should put 5 points. I need this, for sure. This was a mistake. This was a mistake. And how do you find out these are mistakes? Well, you want to take powers. One of the things I've noticed is, like, for this character, because I'm using a Slayer, I want to maximize my dexterity, which I've been doing. And dexterity is resist all, attack power, and critical strike, which tells me that I want to take talents, maximize talents that maximize these things. So this thing, critical insight improves critical strike by 1% per point spent. Well, heck, that's great. Now, I've only taken 4 out of the 5. I would like to take the extra point to get another one. So instead of being 20.7, it would be 21.7. You want to maximize that. So this one down here, charming, improves personal healing modifier by 1.5% per point spent. I'm not a healer on this character. I probably don't need that, so I shouldn't have taken this point. I should have probably taken that up here. So it's that kind of thing. I read online and found someone else who said that these points here, well groomed, improves maximum health by 150 points per point spent. I probably didn't need these. So that's 3 points I could have put someplace else. So you start to learn that way. But again, it's like, well, when you're brand new, you don't know. So that's something you need to be careful about. So when you decide what you want to focus in, what you do, you want to focus on these kind of powers and go online, and there are people that are helpful. They've made some YouTube videos and some write-ups about what you should choose, what you should not choose. I've made mistakes on every one of my characters, plus or minus. My Frostweaver had the same problem. I only have 1 discipline undone. So it's like, well, so the character's useless. Well, not useless for beta, but for a long-term character you would play, yeah, pretty much useless. So you'd have to redo it. So it's like, oh man, come on. So that's talent. So you got to be really careful on these things. Research, and for this particular character, I actually have a sheet of paper. I wrote down all this stuff. Click on, pick this, pick this, and I made one mistake, or a couple of these small mistakes didn't really matter. I take one off of here, so I'm a little bit worse. But I was 1 point off of having this one. It's like, dang, damn it. Anyway, so let's now look at disciplines. Okay, we're running towards the main door, and if you go right over here, we had a mission in our tutorial that took us over here to talk to a couple of these guys. This guy right here sells minor disciplines. This guy right here sells major disciplines. So we got a room for a couple of majors and 3 minors. Now, what you want to do here is, again, you want to pick the majors and minors that are going to help your particular character. And that can be a little tricky because there's a lot of different choices here. And they cost some money. Now, once you slot something, I can replace this one by removing it and destroying it. So I'd have to, if I want it back, I'd have to spend another 1,000 gold to buy it again. So that's not too bad. Again, I can't unslot that, so I'm screwed on there. But so what you want to do is you want to try and pick the the majors and the minors for things that are going to match your character, how this is going to help you the most. So what I've gotten here is Mole Hunter, because, well, I'm kind of a mole and it seems to work well. Now, with each of these majors, they're going to give you a series of 4 powers down here. And you notice down here, it says I get a power called Get 'em. It's an attack. It roots and expose, punish. A flare, ground target, stealth users revealed, punished. A heads up, group increase perception, remove expose. And then a passive, revenge, increase critical percent after stealth attacked. So what happens here is if we look at my powers, by having Mole Hunter, I actually got some extra powers here. So here's, let's see here. Here's heads up. So I get extra powers I can put down here. So here's heads up. It says increases perception of group members and you by 25. So when I'm out in the world and PvP, I may want to put this down here so that I can like try and see any other hidden or stealth characters. You know, if someone's going to try and sneak up on me and my team to try and kill us, I'll be able to see them better. So that's going to be important. Here is Flare. Is that one of the ones? Yeah, this is Flare. Flare deploys a flare, revealing any stealth users entering the area. Stealth users revealed in this way are stunned, exposed, take 200 plus 200% fire weapon damage, and begin burning. This is fantastic. I slide that right here. So that's really helpful. Get 'em. Stops an enemy in his tracks, causing 100 plus 100% weapon damage and rooting them. If Get 'em hits an exposed enemy while they attack or use an ability, they are knocked down and take additional damage. Fantastic. So I took that right up here. I added that to my powers. So if I had room for a second major, because if I didn't, act like an idiot and not know what I was doing, here's an underdog. So we're going to look for things that are going to help me with stealth things, identifying other stealth, may make me more stealth. This one retaliates with high crit chance, area knockdown. Crit. So you can go through all these things and browse which ones you want. They have all sorts of different things. I would want something that's going to help with my critical strikes or attack powers probably, or maybe some more reveal stuff. Let me find one that's probably not very good. Let's see here. This is all stealth right here. Look at that. Generate pips. When stealth, target area snare. Here's debuff. That would probably maybe be a good one. Banshee. See, now this is one I wouldn't use for this character. Ghost Army. Damage multiple enemies, healing. Reduce movement speed. Oh, maybe I would. I don't know. Reflect enemy damage, healing. This is more for a healer type thing. So if you're playing a healer character, this may be a really good one for you. These are red or ones that don't apply to me at all. These are just for specific types of characters. So I couldn't use it. This one I already have, so I didn't want me to waste my money on that again. Knife grinder for using knives. So they're very specialized. Now down here, we also have ones like, here's woodworker, stonemason. So sometimes what you're going to want to do is create a character that's not really going to fight. You're just going to sit back in your base for your team, and you're going to do other things. You're going to make weapons. You're going to craft new vessels for your teammates, that kind of thing. Make runes, create armor for all your teammates and stuff. So these are more expensive, but they're more specialized. So you can specialize in those things. That's what these majors are for. The minors, and we got one. I have 2 of these in here. Smoldering Hatred, which we got in our tutorial. It's a passive. Spawn a buff orb or health orb on damaging enemies. I love that. I use that all. I'm getting that on all my characters. I really like that one a lot. I also took Sparring. This one is a passive. Increases basic attack damage. So I'm using a lot of attack damage, for shooting my gun. So it's just going to boost up my points on that. So that's useful. Again, you can go through these things. The ones down here are doing for a lot of your crafting. So if you want to specialize in being a crafter, these help out. Leather scroll case. You can make things like that. Up here, ones you're going to use for fighting. Thorn shield. I keep getting that one. It's useless. I say that, but it's probably fantastic. I just don't know any better. Illusionary armor reduces health loss. Dig in. Crit defense on low health. Ooh, that'd be a good one. So your defense is going to increase the lower your health goes. That's probably very helpful. Far sight. Yeah. So you're going to want to pick and choose these and pick these. Again, if you decide you don't like this one, you kind of what you do is you left click hold and pull over here, and it says, "Are you sure you want to destroy this?" Yes, and then you can replace it with something else for these prices. So, little short video. I just wanted to go over something that I hadn't covered. I didn't realize at the time we did our tutorial videos that you can make some big mistakes, and I think that's partially it's my fault for picking the wrong things, but again, I didn't know any better, and I think you won't know any better either when you're first starting out, because how are you supposed to? I think it's a fault of the game. Hopefully when the game goes from beta into real life, they'll change that a little bit, make the talents a little more user-friendly and explainable, and give you a chance to redo stuff in the game rather than just start over from scratch. Anyway, that's going to do it for now. Until next time, this is Greg29407 saying arrivederci. We will see you next time.